Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the iFly 737 MAX 8 and we're flying for Airwego, one of the virtual airlines that I'm part of, and we are doing a short hop here down in Spain from Barcelona to Palma de Mallorca. So a very short flight, but you know, a different route. I don't think I've flown this one before. Sometimes with some of these virtual airlines that have very kind of specific routes, it gets a bit boring, you know. Once you've flown Heathrow, Amsterdam a couple of times, you need to switch things up. And I do like Airwego in that regard, that you have different bases of operations, Singapore, New Zealand, etc. Would have been nice if they had Japan actually, but yeah, no biggie. But yeah, I don't think there's anything too much to mention with this route other than that. I was originally gonna fly the PMDG 737-800, but I noticed that their livery was botched. They don't have an Airwego one, but they have one for sunspots and for their ski or winter holiday kind of operations. But both of those liveries seems to be a bit broken, so I'll have to have a look at that at some point. So we end up with the Max instead, which I do like, but I do prefer the 737-800. I guess just from a personal preference, and also because I don't know, but I kind of like the PMDG. I like how they have kind of implemented the aircraft, all of those kind of small things. In terms of, you know, the exterior, even though this one looks pretty good, but or very good actually in some regards, like the engines looks very nice, but still, yeah, PMDG fanboy I guess in that regard. But yeah, let's jump out, check what viewpoints we have. We can maybe put something nice for the outside one so that we can see. We are using the sim wings, I think, one Airsoft sim wings, Barcelona, or maybe it's only sim wings. And we're gonna be landing at the, I'm pretty sure it's the Palma de Mallorca by, let me check actually, Mallorca, picture D, I think the Airsoft one, the Balearic Islands Professional, which is the sim wings one if I'm not mistaken. So I have that package. So yeah, we're flying sim wings to sim wings. But yeah, enough talking. Since we're not flying historical flights, which I've been doing lately, this is gonna be much easier to set up. We have the beautiful large screens, but otherwise an old aircraft model in the sense of, yeah, the overhead panel, which is also one of the nice things with flying the Max, and that it still kind of connects the old with the new. Complicated overhead panel, maybe like a bit like the 767, specifically the later versions of the cockpit in that one. Of course, no new engines, but that's no biggie. But let's see. First things first, I think, is just getting the basics set up. Position lights. Getting the alignment process started. Checking the engine fire. Cargo. Most things seems to work pretty nicely. Apart from that, what we can do is ready the EFB just for the performance. I think we have the airport maps. Not sure how good they are though. We can check. Now I chose the wrong one. I want to show. Here we go. Very similar to the PMDG one, but the PMDG one is a bit better. Yeah, here we go. We're taking off from runway 24 left. So 25 left. going to this one, I'm gonna assume it's old data in this one, if I'm not mistaken. Before we start setting up more things within the simulator itself, we can make sure actually that we have all the doors, etc., kind of opened, and all of that ready. So left forward entry, cargo. And we can actually go to the performance page just to do the weight and balance. We get that loaded. We can start the packs. Boarding. Let me just check that I got the ICAO codes correct. I do seem to have done that. It's not gonna be a high altitude for this flight, only 19,000 feet, but that's fine, we'll survive. Let's do 112. We'll have Wi-Fi, no in-flight entertainment, pack X, boarding music, Airwego. We'll do the safety one as well. Airwego. And then we'll do the boarding here. Let's jump to the outside perspective. You can see that the doors are open. Do we have any AI? Yeah, few. Mainly some other narrow bodies. What's that? Fueling? Yeah. And maybe some are up in the sky somewhere. Pretty nice weather. Let's actually have a look at the weather report from this one. And here you can see our flight plan as well. Looks a bit weird here. I need to check what it's trying to give us in terms of our flight plan. Some moderate icing warning, but otherwise it's looking pretty fine. Nothing really to have to consider in any kind of drastic way. Okay, I'll jump back into the cockpit and we'll set up the fuel and all of that stuff. So we're not gonna have a lot of fuel today. We'll have a total fuel of 8,800 and well, kind of exactly 04. So we can put that. Now it should be set here. Yeah, we can see it there. And then packs and payload. We can see the zero fuel down here. So 112. Let's do 14. 34. 10. And I'm mainly gonna focus on the zero fuel. The rest isn't as important. We want to be at 118. Yeah, we're a bit above now, so let's put that down. We want to have some here in the back as well. So I'm gonna continue to bring some of these down. And now we're at 118.9. We want to be at dot 5. So I think we can maybe bring this one down a bit. Something like that should be fine. We can set the payload as well. Complete. So that's very nice. Pretty quick as well. We can ready this one, put it on some reasonable speed. 230 knots is usually what I like to have it at. Flight directors, can put those on. Armed emergency lights. Check on the outside. Yeah, the boarding is beginning. Luggage is being loaded on. Before we do the FMC, we'll do pilot to ADC, and I'm just quickly gonna check that I have the right aircraft selected. So Boeing with RNAV and the right airline. There we go. And now we can import the flight plan. Let's see if we can do that. now it looks a bit more reasonable. We can double check that the flight plan aligns with what we think it should be. Oh wait, I'm gonna keep this open. I'll open it down here instead of my other screen. LARP 4A, LARP 6Q. That's what we're getting here, so there might have been a change. And then Tulso 2K. Before we do too much, I'm gonna put the position in it here. Go to route, just make sure we have the right data. I think 24 left, but let's see what this one is giving. 24 left. This might change, of course, so let's see. And then I'm just gonna check here. So if we're doing 24 left, let me click again here. Then this LARP 1, yeah, there is a LARP F4. Very interesting, actually. Why is it giving me a different one? LARP. Maybe we can check quickly what the other one is, just to make sure that we're not selecting something dumb. Because we have LARP F4. Well, I like the LARP Q1 better, so if we can do that one, yeah, let's go for it. 24 left is also gonna be our arrival. And we do have an ILS. So we're gonna come from the Tulsa one, which brings us to POS. So we could just immediately take the POS one. We'll activate, validate, file and connect. Hopefully that should work, but we'll know soon enough. So we're validating, we're filing, and we're connecting. We can still get a different, of course, SID. But let's see what the ATC tells us. Well, yeah, very few aircraft actually. I think, well, maybe it's fine actually. This one is quite heavy on the frames, to be honest. And we are connected to the sim. 1017.
Joseph Tardellas El Pret Airport Information Whiskey. 1200 local winds are calm. Skies clear. Current temperature and altimeter not available. Arriving runway 06 left.
101, let's go to HPA, 1017, right? Can change that one as well. Let's talk to the controllers. Airwego 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance. Okay, let's see.
Airwego 4003 is cleared to Lima Echo Papa Alpha, fly the LARP 6 Quebec departure.
Yep, that's the same one.
Expect departure runway 24 left.
24
Climb
left.
to flight level 140 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Barcelona approach on 127.7.
What did you say? 540? 3431.
Airwego 4003 is cleared to Lima Echo Papa Alpha, fly the LARP 6 Quebec departure, then is filed. Climb to flight level 140 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Barcelona approach on 127.7. Squawk 3431.
That's not good. That's not good. Actually, we don't have it here.
QNH is 1017. Contact Barcelona ground on 121.65 when ready for
Let
pushback.
me check if there. Maybe we can put the
QNH is 1017 ground on
waypoints instead.
121.65 Airwego 4003.
Because we'll be going from LARPA. Oh yeah, Tulsa, it's basic, the next one. Let's see if we have it here. It's not gonna even matter. Yeah. And then after Tulsa we kind of immediately have the star. So 24 left. It's the Y1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome
And
you
we are
aboard our
flying the
plane.
Tulsa
When flying this plane, please be sure to place your large
2K
carry-on items in the overhead bin and smaller items
with the
underneath
POS transition.
Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the
So we should have no discontinuities, which we don't. So we can execute. I'll put that on the legs page. For the init one, let's populate this based on the flight plan. 1.8.5. Cost index of 5. 19,000. The wind, the dew points, 4. Okay. N1, etc. Let's do this after we've done the performance calculation. Okay, we have the right airport, 24 left, dry conditions. Let's see if we can get the weather. Not that much of a wind. 135 at 5, 21 Celsius, still pretty warm. That's nice to see. Yeah, we can derate it a bit. Aircon, yeah, that's probably on. Anti-ice, that's probably off. Takeoff weight and CG does seem to be correct, so we can calculate based on that. Selected temp 52. Derated takeoff 5.15. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's put the trim 5.15. So we gotta go down quite a bit. Something like that maybe. CG was at 22.7. Flaps at 5. I'll put in this data as well. 126, 127, 138. There we go. We can execute that. So yeah, there we go. We have all of that ready. Now while we wait, we'll start the APU. And we'll wait. And we can actually close those doors. These ones. Very good, very good, very good. And we need to close the one in the front as well before we get going. We'll switch the screens. I prefer this layout. Any news on the APU should be here, right? And if we change the system, nothing on info. You can set the speed refs here, so that's interesting. Okay, recall maybe not necessary. We'll see that the APU is here. Yeah. Put that to on. These are looking correct. We can put the window heat on.
Iberia 3477 April, hello, call you back in around 25 minutes according slot. Earliest departure.
Airwego 4003, ready for pushback and engine start.
Airwego 4003 pushback and engine start approved.
Thank you. Pushback and engine start approved. Airwego 4003.
See what we can do. No promises.
3 minutes left, so it's pretty soon. The question is though, do we have, or how's GSX doing? Boarding completed. Okay. We'll ask for prepare for pushback and departure. Yeah, the door is now closed. Ground support. We do not need the electric nor the shocks. So that's all disconnected. Let's see, flight directors are on. LNAV and VNAV. Let's double check the altitude. 14,000, sorry. I don't know where I got the 5 from. Not really listening as good as I should. 14,000 feet. These look correct. Bypass been inserted. So that's good. Now the question is, how will the pushback be done?
Good afternoon at the airport for Quebec, crossing runway on Juliet now and cross runway on Juliet 28.
Okay. It's probably gonna be a left one, I would say. Let's ask actually to get it right. Airwego 4003, ready for pushback. Oh, we already got that, sorry. Taxi is what we need. Airwego.
Airwego 4003.
Wait a second. Airwego 4003, ready to taxi. And I think it's now calculating the taxi route, so that's good. And the taxi route is to the left.
Airwego 4003 taxi to runway 24 left via taxiways Bravo, Foxtrot November, Delta 5, Delta 4, Delta 3, Delta 2, Delta 1, Kilo 4, Kilo 3.
I kind of forgot to disconnect the
Golf 2,
jetway, so that's a bit of a bummer.
Taxi to runway 24 left via taxiways.
But okay, not the end of the world.
Delta 5, Delta 4, Delta 3,
Let's open
Delta
the airport
2,
map.
Delta 1, Kilo 4, Kilo 3, Kilo 2, Kilo 1.
Are we ready? I think so, right? So I'll release the parking brakes. I'll start the anti-collision lights. The fuel pumps can all go on. Did I have checked this at some point? Yeah, okay. Looks fine. Okay, not the best with the jetway, but could have been worse. Okay. We're pushing back, and I'm gonna assume we can start engines. Start with the right one. It's gonna take a while with these modern engines. They have the motor.
When the seatbelt sign illuminates, you must insert the metal fittings one into the other and fasten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release the seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
TFC should probably be on.
Seatbelt fastened throughout the flight as you may experience turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit, which in some cases may
And
be
there we have a
behind.
737, right?
Opened by moving the handle in the direction of the arrows.
Probably 800, such as ours. It's a very beautiful airport, the Barcelona one, I must say. Big fan. Never been to Barcelona, but it looks very good. I was supposed to go to Madrid in November, but that trip got cancelled, so it was a bit of a bummer. I was looking forward to seeing that airport. And kind of the airlines there, right? Since it's a hub for a lot of the South American kind of flights. Or Latin America, maybe. I'll confirm good engine start. I'll start left engine. So far so good. I was actually thinking of doing a Concorde flight, and I will do one, but since they're quite long, right? I'm not sure you can use the time compression, but if you could use, then that would be perfect. But yeah, that's a lot more And that's without you doing anything with the flight engineer, just being kind of the pilot on the FS Labs. So much more things to think of. A lot more fun to fly, just because of those aspects. So I can thoroughly recommend getting either the Kolimata or the FS Labs one, just because they are amazing, basically. Anything else? The motoring, both engines are started, so that's good. The plane is looking good. So we'll taxi to the runway and take off. Taxi light and runway turn off light. Generators. The APU, we can turn those off. Turn off the APU. I guess those can go on. Or wait, alternate current. I guess these are for the galley, right? Would you want to have them? I need to have a look at that at some point. Never really thought about it. When I'm thinking AC, I'm also always thinking kind of ground power. Seatbelt sign should be on. No sound with that, interesting. Yeah, dampener should be on. Bit of a miss that I didn't do it earlier. Flaps 1 plus flaps 5. And I think that's it. We basically have everything set as intended. We're looking clear on the outside. And let's see, we are moving without additional thrust, so that's nice. I must say, this one is a good looking plane. Not as good as the PMDG 737, but it's still a good looking one. Much better than their 800 model. Which I still think is a damn shame it didn't update. That could, specifically now since PMDG has left the scene, they could really have cornered that market.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
Okay, turning left here. Okay, we're gonna have to give a bit of thrust, it seems. We'll have to ask for permission to cross the runway here. Oh no, now I managed to move a bit the trim. That's never good. Yeah, it seems to be taxing quite nicely actually, this one. I think the PMDG one is very good after I was able to set it up appropriately, but this one is also pretty nice. Much easier to taxi as well compared to the Concorde that I did some offline flights with, just because it has the wheelbase is so far back compared to the nose where you're sitting. Okay, let's see, we should get the clearance to taxi here, but let's see. Let's not assume anything. We'll throttle down a bit.
Airwego 4003 cross runway 06 left.
Okay.
Clear to cross runway 06 left, Airwego 4003.
I'll put on all the lights, better to be visible. Even though it looks very clear. I'm really wondering if I have the Matias, and it looks pretty good, the Matias Spain, so I'm wondering if I even need the Orbex Barcelona Cityscape. It looks very good, but it's only P3D4, or technically it's only P3D version 4 compatible. And now it's basically straight until we at the end turn left, then we go down all the way, and then we turn right, and then we take off. We're gonna cross one more runway it seems, but after that it should be fine. This one though doesn't seem to be an active runway, there's no... or at least PyTDC isn't recognizing it. So that's odd. So we're just gonna cross it. Doesn't look like anyone is taking off anyway, so not a risk, or landing for that matter. But yeah, it does look like a operational runway though, so I guess it's used if the wind conditions are wrong. Okay, okie dokie. What else shall we do? Or shan't we do? We shall turn left as the next step. So we'll slow down quite a bit. Brake pressure is looking good, you can see it down there. I almost thought, or I always forget if I haven't flown the iFly one in a while, because there's no APU indicator up there, so I'm always looking down there. Mainly because I'm looking for the info ones, but then I see this one, I'm like, oh, is this the APU one? But no, brake pressure, that's the one. But it reminds me a bit of the APU one. Yeah, we can deny access to the cockpit, that's fine. And now it's just gonna be the final taxi down here, and then we'll be able to take off. Flying the compass. Let's actually check, because you never know, right? So yeah, that was good actually. Checking the, it seems like it worked. The engine started and stuff. Oh wait, 1 second, I have to pause quickly. There we go. That break was much longer than anticipated. It's always the breaks that you think are gonna be the short ones that end up being the long ones. Okay, so on our way to runway 24 left to take off on our way to Palma de Mallorca. Is there anything that we need to do? We need to ask for takeoff clearance. That's gonna be the main thing. Oh, and look at that rain. That was actually not at all what I had expected, but this could of course be the case since I was away for about 1 hour, that the weather changed a bit. And actually it can change quite rapidly, so now we have
Airwego 4003 contact Barcelona Tower on 118.32.
let me see, can we see what the...
Tower on 118.32 Airwego 4003.
Yeah, no barometric... Sorry, we need to take the longer route around. Me not paying attention. I'm gonna check. Maybe we can ask the altimeter check.
Tower Airwego 4003 say altimeter.
Let's see what they say.
Airwego 4003 current altimeter is 1017.
1017. Yeah, it's still the same. Okay, that's good. So it's just the rain that changed a bit. Do we have... otherwise it looks pretty fine. So maybe the weather hasn't changed that much. Okay, so we are gonna ask for takeoff clearance. Here we go, 4003, ready for takeoff.
Airwego 4003 winds are calm. Runway 24 left.
And the lights were already on.
Runway 24 left
APU was closed. And everything else was prepped. We have the takeoff go around switch there. And actually funny, I always thought it was this one, but that's only the outer throttle disengaged. This is the takeoff go around switch. Can't believe I didn't know that earlier, but it's so easy to forget or you know, misinterpret something, right, when you're watching other clips. Let's do 5 nautical miles in terms of view. I think that's pretty sufficient. And let's remember, to get to flaps 1 we have to press a specific button, because for some reason it doesn't work with the normal control. No clue why.
On runway 25 left.
Okay, let's see. 25 left. We're gonna align here on the center of the runway. Looking good. Since it's raining now, technically we should change the V1 calculation. So you would go to the performance one and change the dry one to wet and recalculate it, and you'll see the V1 speed goes down to 115. Select the temp also changes, but we won't be doing any, I mean, we're gonna be fine. We don't have any kind of failures or similar, but it's good to know. Okay, and we're gonna start pushing the throttles. Press the toga button and take off. And there we can see the water moving on the windscreen. Let's see, 100. V1 rotate, and look, we went into the non-rainy area. Okay, now we are taking off. Gear coming up. Looking very nice. Yeah, looking very cool actually. Let's jump to the normal viewpoint. We're gonna start turning left a bit. We're also gonna start going to
Airwego
flap
400
0.
Barcelona approach on 127.7.
Approach on 127.7 Airwego 4003.
Okay, we need to push down a bit. I think I removed the flaps at a bit of a low, too low of speed. We can do taxi and runway turn off. Okay, we got hand over to the next. Yeah, still some rain. Okay, a bit of stuttering. Nothing too bad. The rest is looking pretty good. It wants us to climb quite a bit. We're gonna manually control this for now. Let's see, they want us to climb quite a bit.
Airwego 4003, contact Barcelona control.
That felt a bit crazy. Yeah, the VNAV going a bit nuts here. That would have been felt in the back. Okay, we are gonna, I think it's time to shut these wipers. I will push the nose down, following the flight director. Okay. Yeah, it's really giving us some weird, I'll go to standard. Well, yeah, it's kind of bouncing a bit. Maybe we could get a nice thumbnail actually. Yeah, let's see. Don't usually do one on the climb out just because, you know, you're busy doing other stuff such as controlling the aircraft. Okay, let's trim a bit forward. Okay, looking okay, we're above 10,000, so we can turn off the landing lights. The weather radar, that's the main thing we forgot, I realized.
04003.
So that's not the best, but could be worse. We got climb clearance to 19er 0, which is our cruising altitude for today. You can see the top of climb already. And one thing I'm gonna check is, yeah, look at that, it's almost over 1 hour, or it's over 1 hour since I paused to when I restarted it. Well, always things coming up when you're trying to do flight sim. But yeah, look at this beauty. Great aircraft to fly otherwise, without, you know, some of these hiccups. VNAV etc. not as smooth as the PMDG version. I'm actually gonna check, it was a while, but I know that they... Let me see, iFly development forums. Okay, I'm gonna log in quickly and let's see.
Airwego 4003 expect the tolls to Kilo arrival with the torso transition with vectors for
Yeah,
the
no new update unfortunately.
Expect the TOLS2
Yeah.
Kilo arrival with the Tulsa
I guess it's all
vectors
into,
to
you know,
ILS
Microsoft
Zulu
Flight
approach
Sim
to
24
runway
development
24
now,
right
which makes
Airwego
sense.
4003.
Okay, let's check a bit. Okay, so we have our top of descent, which it's in quite a while though. Let's see, we are gonna land at runway 24 right instead of 24 left. Tulsa, so 24 right. Sorry, Zulu was the one. And we're doing the Tulsa 1 to Kilo. And with vectors, so we're gonna be vectored into the final. Okay, let's follow the ATC on that. Okay, looks like quite interesting weather. Let's see a bit if we can get this weather radar to... Or actually before we do that we should maybe check that we have the right information. Let me see. Let's check here. Damn, we're just gonna close quickly. The forum, there we go. Okay, so we'll open the chart Fox, LEPA, and then here we are gonna... Because I wanna check if this one, maybe we need to do manual and change the altitude control a bit. We'll do max gain. We're mainly doing this just because I want to see if we can pick anything up. Nothing on the terrain one. What about weather? Radar, is this one picking anything up? Nothing yet. Okay, so since we have some time, let's do the approach check. Or not the approach check, but let's check the approach plate and just see that we get the right localizer 1099. And the way we do that is this one, 1099. We can move that to active. Do we have the same one here? Yeah, we can put that active. 237 is gonna be the course. 237. 237 set there. And we'll do the same here. 037, there we go. Yeah, yeah, looking good around us. Nothing on the weather radar though. We have VX, maybe we are, I'm gonna open this one just so I have it here. So I want to see when I move here, does it change? Yeah, look at that. Can you change it downwards or is it only upwards? Oh, interesting. Or am I misunderstanding? Maybe it's only upwards. Let's do auto. I don't think there's any other options, right? I think this one is actually, now I realize, this one is used to move here, right? And set all of that information. We'll do the, or we won't do the performance for landing, we'll just put in flaps 40 and 127, that seems pretty reasonable. I think we can arm the spoilers, so I don't think that will be an issue this flight. I hope not, at least. Seatbelt sign, we can put that to off. We can check if we, yeah, we need to do the same in pack X. But yeah, otherwise it's looking pretty nice. Did this one have a nice interior? Okay, a pretty good one, but pretty bad in terms of getting a good view out of it. It's a nice wing flex. And it's funny because I did this livery for this aircraft, and it's basically the Mark Fight Sim livery. And with a few tweaks you get it to work in P3D as well. You need to do it for Norway and their Jersey lineup, which is their low cost, which is kind of like Ryanair. Jersey. I don't think I've ever flown with their low cost lineup.
The TOLS-2K arrival with the Tulsa transition to 5,000 feet QNH is 1017.
Let me actually show you from their website if I can find it. Log in. Aircraft group divisions, I think will show. So you can see they have quite a few different ones. Sunspots, which was the original thing I'm flying, and then the Jersey one. Jersey. Well, we're flying just the regular Airwego, this one. I think it's only Oceania that there's really no liveries for P3D, because I think this one was, yeah, July 2023. So it's kind of new. But yeah, you can see they have quite a few different ones. Caribbean, historic flight, unfortunately no, not that many liveries. But yeah, still pretty cool. Okay, we're still not at the top of descent. So we have received the top of descent that we can descend to 5,000, so I'm gonna put that in already. So we can get down. Oh yeah, this will be a very short flight. Let's see how much. We have now been recording for almost 50 minutes, so at the longest I think 1.5 hours for all of this. So yeah, not the shortest but not the longest either. Yeah, looking pretty good. The fun fact is I've noticed no difference going from high to ultra in terms of water quality, so I think that's only something you want to do ultra if you're gonna fly the flying boats, right? B314, etc. But otherwise you don't need it, and even if you have it, it's not gonna have any effect if you use ultra. It seems like ultra really only has an impact when you're close to the water. So just something good to know. I do wonder why Majestic didn't do an EFB in the cockpit. Let me have a look at their forums, because I've been wanting to get the EFB, but since it's only like a external one, I don't really see too much the point. If it was integrated into the cockpit, that would be nice. No, come on. Sign in. Let's see. Should have done this through my computer rather than my phone. It's always a bit slow. We don't need to save it now. Let's see. They have done in-sim renders for 24. Looks pretty nice. Any updates though? 2024. Did actually let me see their pictures in sim. So I'm wondering if they have an EFB in the Microsoft 24 version, but they don't seem to have that. At least not yet. Generally quite a dead forum when I'm looking at this. Interesting, some guy is trying to do the dash 8 or doing his own cockpit with the dash 8 as kind of the, or he's doing a dash 8 cockpit, but he's gonna use Microsoft 24 as the external visuals and then P3D for the flight model. Very interesting solution. I think, I mean, if I did a ground up cockpit, I mean, maybe X-plane would be good. You get really nice kind of views. Another option would, I guess, be to use P3D, but if you know, you don't know about support, etc., it might be. I'm actually not sure. I guess when you're doing like a cockpit thing, you would have to consider more like the platform. How easy is it to kind of get everything working with the hardware? Maybe P3D is pretty good in that regard. Not sure, but could be. Okay, let's see. Still descending, albeit slowly. Are we a bit too high maybe? We're a bit low, one low. So yeah, should be fine. In terms of the weather at our destination, let's have a look at the weather. It's gonna be variable at 3 knots, 110 to 170, few at 2000, 20 degrees. It's still pretty good weather. Should be no need to use wipers or similar. I'm a bit surprised though we can't see any bad weather. You would think that there would be somewhere some nastiness. Oh, let me see, they closed the TFC, there we go. Yeah, it does seem to, at least nothing showing up, so maybe we just have good weather. Let's check the plate again, or the approach plate, because I didn't really check for everything. For example, I did forget to put in the minimums, which are going to be 224. So let's put that in. And we're doing Barrow 224. And what else do we need to set? I think the courses are set. We have both ILSs selected on both sides. So in that sense it's looking good. The question is now, are we gonna get vectored or not? And I'm gonna check the approach, see what the suggested vectoring looks like. Actually, we're supposed to be vectored already, so let's see what's gonna happen here. Nothing as of yet, so I'm a bit worried that they have again kind of just forgotten about us. Okay, we got runway 24 right. Now let me see if I'm pressing approach. Is there any difference? Now, still weird that we haven't gotten anything. Gonna put the seatbelt sign on and the landing lights. I guess we can put them to on. If we're not gonna get it anytime soon, it might be best to actually do the transition. I think it's not technically correct, but it's definitely better than not doing. What's going on now with this bird? Okay, actually let's go back to heading select, see if we can get this one working. I can go to vertical speed mode. Let's see, we want to go down to Muros. Yeah, Muros will be the next one. Like that should do it, right? Yeah, well, that was the problem. Okay, we are descending. Weird though how they just kind of stopped guiding us towards the airport. Or didn't start, to be honest. Let's check what the altimeter is here. Okay, nothing on the 1018, so very similar to Barcelona. We're a bit high, to be honest. We want to get down to 3000, I would say. I'm gonna add a bit of speed brake for that. And I think this is photoreal from Aerosoft's SimWing, so it looks a bit better. Not sure if there's any kind of Or I guess even if there's like the underlying Matthias one, it will be covered by the Simwings one. Because that one is higher up in the scenery load order. Yeah, looking pretty nice here, close to the beach, and the beach is looking very nice. Never been to Mallorca though. Alicante is the closest I've come to Mallorca. Okay, we are starting to catch up, so that's good news. Actually, no, nothing bad in terms of deviation. Still. Yeah, VNAV, etc. We'll do the runway and taxi lights. Get those on. Let's check what the altitude here is. 27 feet. So I think, yeah, 50 is pretty reasonable. Okay, we're gonna go to flaps 1. I'm also gonna engage the approach button. Let's see, are we getting anything? We have the VR, but then we have the VNAV path otherwise. Okay, let's see, we wanna get down quite a bit. That's maybe a bit fast for these altitudes. 1.5 should be kind of the max you can do. I'm gonna go to manual auto throttle. And then as a final step, let's see, we're on flaps 5. Yeah, you can see the mountains here, right? If we came in there, we'd have to be careful about the terrain.
Flight heading 235 cleared for IL.
Okay, now we got the vectors.
Tower Airwego 400.
It's a bit slow. I don't trust it. Okay, we're below the guide slope, so we're being a bit too cautious.
Continue ILS runway 24 right.
Okay, let's do 700. Airwego 4003 established on final.
Airwego 4003 winds are calm.
Let's drop the landing gear.
Runway 24 right.
But yeah, it's pretty okay, but you can see kind of the lack of autogen. So I'm actually a bit disappointed in that regard with the Simwings product. I mean, if you're gonna do the full photo reel, do include the autogen, please. Okay, I'm gonna add a bit of thrust. Don't wanna fall behind. Localizers capture, we're on altitude hold. Let's make sure the glide slope is captured, and then let's see what happens. We'll go to flaps 15 and then we'll go flaps 25. Yeah, glide slope kicks in. 24 right. We've been cleared to land. Gonna slow down quite a bit. Let's see if it's sufficient. I'm gonna add some more flaps. We're going on flaps 30 already. We'll go flaps full. And we are gonna go into manual control. So far looking okay. We are descending a bit fast. So I'm gonna trim this bird. We do need to descend quite fast since we're going quite... Or we need to descend more since we're going a bit faster. I guess it's around 130 knots, then you can descend around 700 feet per minute. But yeah. not if you're going 160 knots. Okay, we're a bit to the left. Gonna trim a bit more. Where's the wind coming from? We didn't bother checking that, but it feels like we have a wind from the right, or from the northwest to be exact. So we need to compensate for that. We might have to use some left rudder on landing. Okay, now it's stabilizing a bit. Maybe we don't need to worry about the wind actually. We're gonna slow down a bit more. And actually one thing we didn't set, auto brakes. Let's do 2. We're looking pretty stabilized though. Gonna trim a bit more. Add a bit of thrust. Yeah, we still have enough fuel. We haven't even used half of it. Okay, let's see. Now we're a bit to the right. But yeah, otherwise it looks pretty good, this approach. I kinda like flying here, but it's just if I'm being honest, it's just a bit of lack of autogen. But there's some cars and stuff you can see here, so that's pretty cool. So that's nice. And that was an aircraft taking off into our direction, so that's a bit funny. Luckily not on the same runway. A bit tired of always flying into AI aircraft when I'm landing. Okay, we're a bit above now. Gonna trim down a bit. Okay, let's see. Maybe we'll have to kick a right rudder actually. Let's see, hard to say actually at this point. I think a bit of right rudder maybe. Okay, approaching minimums. Continue. Okay, we are looking okay.
100.
A bit fast, maybe 100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
10. There we go. Get that nose down, get those thrust reversers. Okay, looking good. We can disconnect the thrust reversers. Go to manual braking. Oh, come on. Yeah, buddy, come on, let's turn here. Yeah. Maybe a bit quick. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, managed to... Let's see if I can get those thrust reversers disconnected. There we go. Okay, speed brake. Can go to flap 0. Start the APU. Turn off the lights. Go to steady. No need for logo lights. Airwego 4003. Ready to taxi. We should get
Airwego
the taxi
4003
clearance.
Taxi to gate 26 via November, Echo, Lima Foxtrot, Lima Golf.
Okay, 26 is pretty close, but I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter where we taxi. I'm just gonna taxi to one of these here close by. I think MK Studios actually have done some of these airports as well, and just looking at them, they almost look better than Stimwings. At least in terms of kind of the terminal building. But it could be that those are newer, right? But yeah, this was a really quick and relatively mistake-free flight. Some minor issues here and there. Was a bit fun to fly a more modern airline again, but they are so automated, right? So as long as you are not the one messing up, it should be fine and dandy. Okay, let's see. We're gonna come in here and then we are gonna turn left, or actually we could just do 08, I think. Yeah, let's do that one, gate 08. I'll turn here. And
for your first approach, you are cleared at 3,000 feet in squawk 0430.
what we'll do is we'll stop at the 737 one. Let's see. Interesting how the A320 is quite far forward with the 757, while the A321 is quite back. That can be off. Oh, and actually before we do that we should do this. And now we can shut the engines. Seatbelt signs. We'll close pilot to ADC. I'll do seatbelt signs off here. I'll open one of the doors that usually kickstarts the deboarding. 360, so pretty hard landing, to be honest. It felt pretty good and firm, but not sure about the G effects. Let's also actually try and find compass and make sure we get this flight registered. Let me see, where did it go now? I have it so it minimizes. Yeah, 361. That's compass as well. Landing rate, so we'll submit it. Now we have another month till we have to fly again. I will close that. It's a good way though to have the virtual airline, because it kind of forces you to fly and utilize some of the airports that you might not utilize as often. I guess that's the bonus of having the specific rigid kind of routes. But of course then you have to find time to do a flight. That's always the negative aspect. Let's jump back to 360. It's gonna have that sound because of the... Yeah, it's implying that it's stalling. I'm gonna lower the volume just a bit for this part of the video, just to make sure that you guys can... I'm not sure, does this affect your... Yeah, it must affect, right? If I... Or maybe it doesn't. Because you can probably hear the stalling still. I hope not, but... Yeah, very annoying sound, nevertheless. But yeah, I think the approach was pretty okay. Let me see, did I kick in a bit of left rudder, or did I use right rudder for the landing? Let's have a look. Can we even see it? No, we can't. Yeah, right rudder. I should use left rudder. Oh, it's pretty okay landing. You can even see the thrust reversers, but nothing with the spoilers and flaps. So yeah, not the best aircraft for replays, but pretty decent. But yeah, with that said, I think that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. And otherwise, let's see what I'll fly next. Might be a few of these virtual airlines flight that I'll do, aka flying some of the regular aircraft that features on this channel. For example, the FS Labs A320. Or I'll do some old school flights. I want to do a Concorde one, New York, or sorry, Heathrow, New York. But let's see when I finally have those, what is it, like 3-4 hours of time to do that, but shouldn't be too far ahead in the future. But let's see. But yeah, thank you for watching, have a good rest of the day, and bye bye.